Welcome to English Biography, where learning English meets powerful stories from the past. Today, we're diving into the life of the greatest writer in the English language, a man whose words still live on after more than 400 years, a poet, a playwright, a genius. His name is William Shakespeare, and his story is one of talent, mystery, and timeless inspiration. William Shakespeare was born in April 1564 in a small English town called Stratford-upon-Avon. His exact birth date is not known, but many believe it was April 23rd, the same day he would die 52 years later. His father, John Shakespeare, was a glove maker and worked in local government. His mother, Mary Arden, came from a wealthy farming family. They were not royalty or nobles, they were just hard-working people. Yet from this ordinary background came an extraordinary man. Young William grew up in a large family, with 7 siblings. He likely attended King's New School, where he studied Latin, grammar, and classical literature. This education gave him a strong base in language and storytelling. However, there is no record of him attending university. At the age of 18, he married Anne Hathaway, who was 26 at the time. Together they had 3 children, Susanna, and the twins Hamnet and Judith. Between 1585 and 1592, Shakespeare seemed to vanish from public records. Historians call this period the lost years. What did he do during this time? No one knows for sure. Some say he worked as a teacher. Others believe he traveled or worked in theater companies. What is certain is that by the early 1590s, he was in London and gaining fame as a playwright and actor. He joined a theater company called the Lord Chamberlain's Men, which later became the King's Men under King James I. Shakespeare's plays were performed at the Globe Theatre, a large, round, open-air building in London where people from all walks of life came to watch. Rich nobles sat in balconies, while the poorer crowds stood close to the stage. His plays attracted everyone. Shakespeare wrote at least 37 plays and 154 sonnets. He wrote comedies like A Midsummer Night's Dream and Much Ado About Nothing, tragedies like Hamlet, Macbeth, and Othello, and historical plays like Henry IV and Richard III. His works touched every emotion: love, jealousy, ambition, humor, sorrow, and hope. But Shakespeare's real genius was his use of language. He added more than 1,700 new words and phrases to English, many of which we still use today. Expressions like break the ice, wild goose chase, and love is blind all come from his works. He wrote in a poetic rhythm called iambic pentameter, which gave his words a beautiful flow. Even simple lines felt deep and powerful when he wrote them. His characters felt real and alive. Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark, struggling with life and death. Lady Macbeth, hungry for power and haunted by guilt. Romeo and Juliet, 2 lovers fighting against the world. These people were not just characters on a stage. They were mirrors of human emotion. As Shakespeare's fame grew, so did his wealth. He invested in land and property in Stratford and London. One of his best-known purchases was a house called New Place in Stratford, one of the biggest homes in the town. Though he spent most of his working years in London, he eventually retired to Stratford, where he lived peacefully with his family. William Shakespeare died in 1616, possibly on his birthday, April 23rd. He was buried at Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-Avon. On his grave is a message that warns people not to move his bones. Even after 400 years, Shakespeare's influence is everywhere. His plays are performed around the world. His words are taught in schools. Movies and books are inspired by his characters and plots. He changed the English language and left a legacy that still shapes the way we speak and think. William Shakespeare was not just a man of his time. He is a man for all time. His life proves that you don't need to be born rich or powerful to change the world. With imagination, hard work, and the power of language, he became the most famous writer in history. Thank you for watching this episode of English Biography. If you enjoyed learning about William Shakespeare, please like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring stories told in easy English. Drop your favorite Shakespeare quote in the comments. And remember, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and never stop telling your story.